Every couple weeks, I bring you through how I budget my paycheck as a 26-year-old living in Denver, Colorado, trying to use her money to set herself up for financial success for the rest of her life. If you're new around here, for some context, my goals right now are to pay off my 6-figure student loan debt and invest $100,000 before I turn 30 in February of 2029. I'm sharing a ton of financial transparency and bringing you in on what I know about money as I work to reach these goals. Last month, we overspent, so now the question is, how am I doing this month? There's really only one way to find out, so let's jump into my budget and see how it's going. Now, as we walk through my budget, I'm gonna take you through step by step what I do every single time I get paid and talk about what my decisions are. Let's talk about my income streams though. Obviously, I have this YouTube channel and I am monetized on YouTube, but it is not a significant enough source of income to include it in my budget. So I work full-time as an occupational therapist, 40 hours a week in an acute care hospital, and I bring home around $2,000 from my paycheck. I am an hourly employee, not salaried, so my paycheck does vary a little. Because I work a consistent 40 hours, it doesn't change that much. I also split expenses with my boyfriend. He contributes $2,500 per paycheck towards our living expenses, and then he has his own money and financial goals that he keeps to himself. Right now, we only budget based off of paychecks we make from working for someone else, the money that I make from YouTube, as well as sales of this budget template on Etsy. All go straight into a business account. It's usually less than $100 a month, but that allows me to save up and pay for things to make this content better. So for my last paycheck, I was paid $2,058.84. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plug that into my template. And then we count on Jake bringing home a consistent $2,500 towards our living expenses. This will be my last paycheck of the month. It's kind of wonky because it's so early in the month, but what's exciting is that next month then is a 3 paycheck month, so that'll be fun. But let's touch base with how I'm doing in each of my categories. For my income, I made $27 more than I expected, which is very exciting. I haven't finished making debt payments yet, so that'll be something that we need to do today. I also haven't invested any money, so that'll also be something we need to do today. Now, in terms of our spending, I did assign everything except for our variable spending, which I need to do because we have spent in those categories. So in terms of groceries, eating out, cars, household, and our personal spending and subscriptions, we're looking pretty good. Spent $589 on groceries, $24 on eating out, which is good because last month we way overspent. $298 of our $350 on our vehicles, which includes gas, tolls, all the things. $19.73 on household products so far. Jake has spent $43.73 and I've spent $79.84. We haven't spent anything on subscriptions apparently yet. We have 2 subscriptions, Kindle Unlimited and Spotify, and then we bucket a little bit more because during hockey season, Jake likes to watch hockey, and then occasionally we'll sign up for like a Netflix or Disney, whatever, if there's something that we want to watch, but we don't watch a whole ton of TV, so we don't have any of the streaming subscriptions. But we do like to budget just a little bit more so we can build a bucket in the event that we do want to add one on. So we are looking pretty. The first thing that I do with every single paycheck is put money towards my debt. It's funny because every single time I log on, it's like struggling to afford your payment. And I'm like, can I be? Can you just get rid of this for me? Is that an option? No. I'm getting rid of it for myself. So I didn't tell you guys, but I did make a payment of $1,000 towards my student loan 5 because with my first paycheck, I paid off my minimum payments for each of my accounts. And the update on that, if you watched my last video, I didn't have a pending payment and I had gotten a confirmation email, but it didn't show. I called my student loan servicer and they said it was just a glitch and that everyone was having the glitch because it was a holiday week, which seems a little bit silly, but that's good on me for being involved and seeing that it wasn't posted. It took like 10 days to post instead of 2. Anyways, my total current loan balance is $81,940.93, and I am processing a payment of $1,000. So that'll bring my balance down to $80,940.93. I need to do my budget because if I have extra money, which it's looking like I will have about $1,500 just in my checking account from not spending a whole lot too often, I may choose to just pay this down to sub 80. That was one of my goals for the month. I was hoping I could make it happen. I know that I have the money for it. The question is just, is it silly to just rush towards a goal? And I do think it's a little silly. So I might leave my buffer as my buffer is, but I also might get a little crazy. So anyways, being down to 80,000 is pretty good. I think I'll be right around 75,000 by the end of the year. And then my goal for next year is to pay off all $75,000 of debt in 1 year. I'm saying it out loud so that I have to do it because I feel like I didn't say my goals out loud this year and then I didn't like make actionable steps to doing it. So that's the goal. I'll probably create a video closer to the end of the year explaining kind of my thought process and what my plan is to get there, and we'll just see if it happens. So anyways, back to this debt. I made that $1,000 payment. It's processing. It's gonna bring my balance to $80,000 some dollars, closer to 81,000. I think we just decided together that it'd be dumb to just pay it down to 79,999 just because I set that goal for the month and then put my bank account without a buffer. I think that'd be silly. So let's go back to my budget template and let's log that this payment happened. So over here is where I track all of my expenses. Any money that leaves my account goes in this expense column. Up here we have the first thing I did with a month, and I can delete this follow up with Mohila because I did that. I'm gonna add another $1,000 towards my debt, and that was paid on 9/18. Now, if you're curious about a deep dive into each of my expenses, I do that every single month at the end of the month, so subscribe and tag along for that video. But let's check back in here. The other thing that I need to do is invest. I keep saying I'm gonna automate this. I had it automated for a little while, and for some reason it stopped being automated. I actually don't know. But let's go ahead and invest into my Roth IRA. I do have a 401k that happens before I am taxed, so that's good. I'm gonna log in without you guys being able to see. In October, I am planning on making a video where I show you the step-by-steps of how I invest my money. I don't think you should invest like me. This is not financial advice, but I do show you how I invest, and sometimes that can be helpful. So let's go ahead here and invest some moolah. I am gonna invest $583 because that's how much I need to invest in order to max out my Roth IRA, and I just dollar cost average it. And I think what I'll do right now is set it up to be automatic because I can do that, I believe. Oh, that's gonna be a problem, I believe. I don't think that account exists anymore. So I did shut down one of my savings accounts. Yep, sure did. How do I add a new account? Add external account. All right, I'm gonna really quickly add my bank account. You guys don't get to be a part of this. Okay, anyways, back to it. I'm actually surprised that it just automatically transferred. I think it's because, or connected. It says that I can transfer funds from it. And I think that's because it's in the same bank as the account that I had before. What I had done is I had a savings account, a money market account with my same bank as well as a checking account. I had that as kind of a slush fund, but what was happening is that account had to have a $1,000 minimum on it. And I was not keeping $1,000 in that account, so I kept paying fees. And I don't want to pay fees to have my money, and it was silly to have in general. So I just shut that account, and I keep all of my slush money in one account. And basically I get paid to this account and I get paid out. So it doesn't ever have more than $3,000 tops in it, because it's just kind of my funnel. Everything can go in there and then I can send it where it needs to go to make me more money, i.e. invest it. We are going to transfer some money to my Roth account, and then in a few days I'll invest it, but I need the money to be there, and I'm gonna set the frequency at monthly, so don't come for me. Cool. So now I've done that and I have automated my transfers, and I won't have to log in and do this, but I think I need to figure out how to automate my investments too. There are terms and conditions that I'm agreeing to. I did not read the terms and conditions. Let's go back to my budget template and log that I did that. We're gonna put that in as today, and I'm gonna say pending needs invested, because at the end of the month, I go back through this note section and make sure that everything is buttoned up. Actually, a couple things. We have paid a couple of these. For example, our mortgage has been paid on the 1st. And I know I had a couple savings accounts that I needed to save for, and that works out great because I have $200 left. First, we need to send money towards Jake and Sandra spend, which is $200. What am I doing right now? Let me tell you, my buckets is money that I'm assigning and giving a job, but it doesn't necessarily mean I've spent it. And for most of my buckets, if I don't spend the money that I've assigned, it just carries over to the next month, which allows me to account for variability in my spending. So in each of these columns, you'll see an expected amount. That is the amount that I set at the beginning of the year when I set targets, and I said, this is how much I want to spend in each category. And then the next column you'll see is an assigned column, and that is what I'm doing right now. I'm giving money a job. And then the spent column shows what I've actually spent from the money that I've assigned, and that all comes from my expenses that I track in the expenses tab. This might sound very confusing, but it's actually so simple, and it keeps me from double dipping into different buckets. It also allows me, like I said, to make sure that if I have variability one month, I'm not going into debt or completely screwing my budget just because I overspent in a category, because as you can see from this final column, the bucket column, I have money left over. So Jake does a very good job not spending money. He has $447 in his personal spend bucket that he could spend if he wanted to. So if he wanted to go buy the PlayStation 6 that's not out yet and it's $500, he's about there. That's pretty cool. Now, a few of these are negative because some of them are because I overspent, and that's okay. Quite honestly, the truth is that I have a couple empty months here that I haven't pulled over because I switched up my budget template mid-year, and I keep saying that I'm gonna do that and I keep not finding the time. In like March, April, May, I didn't spend anything from my personal spend bucket, so I actually have like $600 in this bucket, technically not negative 43. This system operates really well when you use it consistently. I am saving, updating my monthly categories to be very honest, for a long plane ride that I have. That's just when I can lock in and do it. I will get that done before the end of October, but you will see a couple more videos where I explain myself. Anyways, that is how I manage my money. So I'm assigning the money that I didn't get to assign from the last paycheck, which includes to our personal guilt-free spending, and then a couple savings buckets. If I'm not mistaken, we need to save for technology and clothing. And then I don't save anything towards a concert fund. That just is the interest that accrues in my Ally bank account that I put towards that. And then you'll also see that we spent a little bit from our savings buckets. That's what they're for. And what's cool about my template is that you can spend directly from your savings. You don't have to go like spending and then move the money. You can just say I spent it from this category. Well, kids, that brings us to the end of the video. That is how I manage all of my money and what I do with every single paycheck as soon as it comes in. We're looking pretty good for our monthly update at the end of this month. So if you want to kind of see the overview and have me explain myself with all of my spending, I will do that. And if you're looking to see how your money can build a lifestyle you love, then you should absolutely continue to tag along, because that is exactly what I'm sharing here. I am getting myself out of debt, investing so that I can have a secure and safe retirement. And no, to that one commenter, I'm not gonna invest in Tesla stock. To anyone that's not that commenter, you are wonderful and fantastic, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.